Is your church too small to make a big impact?
Let's get into it. Welcome to Backstage Small Church Big Vision. I'm Kevin Gollihue.
I'm Andrew Gravagna.
And before we get into the topic of the week, we're going to go into lose, learn, win. Lose, learn, win. The main reason why we do this segment is so that you guys know that we're learning, all right? And it's very, very important to acknowledge a problem and then learn from it and then turn it into a win. So one of the ways that I've learned so far, I don't know if you remember a couple weeks ago, I brought up the fact that I had a kid just like ninja dive underneath the registration table.
Temple Run. If you guys watch Temple Run,
he swiped
Subway
down
Surfer.
and he just went under. I quickly switched that up. Now I have. I mentioned what I would do when I talked about that loss, and I did it, and it worked. We have two doors. I just closed the one door, and then I had somebody manning it at all times. Kids run, especially when they're athletic. They just.
Shoot, that was me.
Yeah, so I learned. So again, it's very important to acknowledge where you lose, learn from it, and turn it into a win. So that's where I did. But I actually have a loss, and it's a very similar area to the loss I just brought up. Is this past week? I don't know if it's because my wife and I were just, we had a week off for our anniversary, as you know. I'm not sure if it's because we just took a week break and we didn't think. I have no idea. But basically, 10:45 hits and a new family comes and they're looking to drop their kids off. They didn't register, pre-register like you're supposed to, but that's okay. They're new. That's fine. And even if they're not new, it is also okay. But I wasn't the registration forms, the list. I was expecting the 5 or 6 kids. I knew when they'd come up because it's like clockwork. Every week they can't come at the same time. So I went upstairs. I got a couple beach volleyballs. I got a drink of water, and then all of a sudden, my wife comes up to me. He's like, "There's no one down there. There's no one down there." And I'm like, "What do you mean no one's down there?" And she's like, "There's nobody at the registration table." Yeah, and there's just new people. So
Okay.
Yeah, so there was nobody down there to greet them, the new couple. But that's also a win. We got 2 new kids, but the loss was that we just weren't there. And I think I was really comfortable with the kids that I knew that were coming, and their parents show up like clockwork. And so I just didn't expect anybody to come. And so that's my loss. We needed to be down there, and I know how to fix it. So we'll get that win from learning. But we also got a win because we had 2 new kids. So that's good.
It is good. It's good. Okay, so let me go to my W. Just like our logo.
Yeah.
So we have a new teen on our worship team.
Sweet.
He's been practicing so hard. He's only been playing for 2 years. And I could tell you, this kid absorbs and wants to learn and practice every single day.
Sweet.
Everything he's on Worship Online. Like if you guys haven't seen also our suggestions of small budget and all that, we suggest Worship Online. It's amazing for worship teams, and if you need help in that area, teaching, growing as a team musically. Also, he's a product of it. He's learning from it. He's learning from guitarists that have been doing this for years, and he gets better and better at every rehearsal. And so we thought it was ready to bring him up. Spiritually ready also.
Good.
100% spiritually ready.
How old is he?
He's 15.
Good. Awesome.
He's 15, and he's super mature for his age.
That's sweet.
Yeah, and his brother also, I'm teaching drums. And he's the same way. He's learning. I could tell he practices, he learns, and there's nothing greater as a pastor or worship leader than seeing people practicing and wanting to do it when they're not there or feeling like they're forced.
I think it'd be good for our listeners to know how the deal you have with that kid you're teaching drums, because honestly, that's a good suggestion for people who are struggling with volunteers.
So I would usually charge for a drum lesson, not crazy amount, but I would charge because it's
your
my
expertise.
Time. It's a little extra time.
Yeah.
And And so he didn't really have the money to do it, but he really wanted to get involved, and he was begging to play drums. And so I said, let me make a deal. If I teach you drums and you're really committed to it, because I'm not gonna do it if you don't love it and you're committed to it, tell me right away. And I made sure that was clear. I said, if you do that, then you got to help me in the sound booth in the AV team, because we need help in that area.
That is a perfect way to do that.
One, it's something he wants to do because it's in music.
Yep.
Two, he's wanting to learn. He's young and he's passionate. He's got time, right?
He's got time.
Which is so great. What's the great thing about teens? And so that little deal we got going on.
That's a big win. But before we get into the topic of the week, I just want to remind you guys that if you're watching on YouTube, to make sure you like the video and also hit the bell so you get all notifications. And it doesn't hurt to subscribe. That's right. If we are helping you out or you think we could be a blessing, please share this video, share this link, send it to everybody you think that we could be a blessing to. If you are an audio listener, make sure you subscribe to whatever platform you are listening on. And also make sure to follow us on social media, because we're constantly posting clips from our, important clips from our videos that, you could share on your Facebook or Instagram or whatever that may help out somebody.
Yes, sir.
But now it's time to get into, is your church too small to make an impact in your community? So we believe that no matter the size of your church, you can make a large impact now. The best way to do that is to stop comparing.
That's good.
Honestly, there's a pastor named Craig Rochelle. His church is Life Church. Look him up. He has a great leadership podcast. Really, really highly recommend. Some stuff that I say, some stuff that he says,
absolutely
comes from him. But he always says something like this: the best way to kill something special is to compare it to something else. There is always going to be someone that does something better than you. There's always going to be a church that does something bigger than you. Don't take things at face value. Just because they have a higher production in their Sunday morning service or social media doesn't mean they are actually impacting people's lives.
Right. And so that's why you have to be who you are.
Yep.
God made you, only you. God didn't make another person of you. He didn't make a copycat. He made you because he made you specifically to impact other people and specific people like no one else can.
Yep.
And so God put you at your church for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
We are here for a time as this. The Bible says we're born for a time like this. This is the time where it's your time, right? God wants to work through you, no matter how small your church is, no matter what people may say. It's designed, and God called you there for a purpose, for such a time as that. And so don't try to be like a Stephen Furtick. Don't try to be Carl Lenz. Listen, God didn't call you to look through Carl's lens.
That's right.
Called you to look through God's lens.
Yeah, man.
Through his lens.
That's
No, I'm
right.
joking. That was so cringy.
That was amazing.
but God didn't call you to be someone like that. He made Furtick. He made a Carl Lenz. He made a Greg Rochelle, right? These guys are amazing, but guess who else is amazing? You are.
You are. So that means aim locally, right? For example, my church is in Floral Park, New York. God put me here in Floral Park, New York for a reason. God put my church in Floral Park, New York for a reason. Don't try to go impact the world, because guess what? If you aim too big, you're going to fall really quickly. Listen, what you got to do is aim to change individual people's worlds. Don't try to change the whole world. Change individual people's worlds. That's what Jesus did. He took 12 disciples, changed their world, and they had a worldly impact. It's very important to aim for your local community now.
Right. And so you need to start now. You need to start right now.
Right now.
You don't have to wait till you're 1,200 people, 1,000 people looking like Elevation. No, you can start right now with the budget you have, with the people you have, with the team that you have. Build even if you don't have a team, right? Start right now. If God's called you to do it, that means He wants you to do it.
Yep.
Don't wait. Don't wait for physical success. What do we define as success? So important, right?
Redefine it.
Are we successful just from the amount of people in our church, or by our connections with celebrity pastors? I don't think so. What is your spiritual success? Is your church growing? Is your church learning about God? Are they staying where they are, or are they growing in their faith and fighting a battle and realizing that, right? And so, are you too small to make a big impact? Answer is no.
No.
Answer is no.
Start now. Guys, I really hope that we said something that will encourage you. Please reach out to us if there's anything that we might have forgotten, or if we encourage you, please let us know. But also, please subscribe, hit the notification bell, follow us on social media, share us to everybody you think that we can help out and be a blessing to. And guess what? We're out! 1, 2, 3.